Everyone is talking about how expensive San Francisco is, but what they don't tell you is picking the right neighborhood matters way more than the price tag. With over 100 neighborhoods packed into the 7-mile by 7-mile radius city, almost all newcomers end up overwhelmed. Heck, almost all locals end up overwhelmed. I've helped countless families find their ideal homes, and in this video, I'm going to show you 6 neighborhoods that offer the best value, the best lifestyle, and the best community. Let's start with Pacific Heights, which many people think is the crown jewel of San Francisco neighborhoods, and I think that they're right. If money is not an issue, this is where many people dream of living, and honestly, it's for good reason. Now, before my wife and I bought our house in the southern neighborhoods, we rented in Pacific Heights for years, and I really miss it a lot. I do a lot of business up in Pac Heights, Nob Hill, Russian Hill, the Marina, and every time I drive up to Pac Heights, I really miss it. I really miss it when I'm driving up here of seeing all the restaurants and all the things to do. But you know what? We were starting a family. We wanted a single family home, detached with a big yard. And if you want that in Pac Heights, you're going to need $7 million. So we're definitely happy we made the move, but I will tell you what, I definitely miss that condo lifestyle. I definitely miss living up in Pac Heights. One of the best things about Pacific Heights, it is on high ground. So many of these homes have stunning views. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge, the bay, even the Marin Headlands. We're talking Instagram worthy views everywhere you look, everywhere you turn. Pac Heights has some of the most impressive mansions and historic homes in the city too. You will find beautiful Victorian homes built in the 1800s, early 1900s with details that will blow your mind. The Gold Coast section of Broadway Street is the most famous, with homes owned by tech billionaires, celebrities, anyone and everyone that you can think of. In fact, if you've seen my architectural video about San Francisco architecture, I think about half of the homes that I displayed in that video were in Pacific Heights. It's got such a variety, such a blend that goes back farther than any other neighborhood in the city. One of the best things about Pacific Heights is how close you are to everything else. The Marina, Russian Hill, Cow Hollow. You have easy access to everything you need. And for family, some of the best private schools that you can find anywhere. My son's school is in Pac Heights. Another reason I kind of wish I still lived up there. So what do the numbers tell us up here? Median price for single family homes in Pac Heights is just over $7 million. And last year we saw a house on Broadway sell for $29 million. If you're considering condos though, a 1-bed is going to run you about $1 million. 2-bed about 1.4 million, and 3-beds are not that common. When you do find them, they're going to be much larger. They're going to be usually the top floor, taking the entire top floor of a building. So a median for a 3-bed is 2.4 million. Now, even though that 1-bed is only going to cost $1 million, if you want something with great views that's really tucked away on a quiet street, it's not going to be $1 million. That's a little bit below the average. For better or worse, this is one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the city. But you know what they say about real estate? The 3 most important things are location, location, location. Pacific Heights does have a welcoming community feel despite its high-end reputation. Fillmore Street is the main commercial strip with upscale boutiques, good restaurants, cozy cafes. Just on the other side of Van Ness, which is technically Nob Hill and Russian Hill, you have Polk Street, the Polk Street corridor. And these are my 2 absolute favorite local strips in San Francisco, mainly because they're still very local. There's not any tourism going on there. People don't really know about them unless you live here. Yeah, on the evenings and the weekends, the people that are going to be coming up there may not live in the area, may not live in Pac Heights, but they're all from San Francisco. It's pretty much a if you know, you know vibe. And speaking of commercial strips and restaurants, I'm going to show you a neighborhood later in this video where the food scene will blow your mind. But first, back to Pacific Heights. Alta Plaza Park and Lafayette Park are beautiful green spaces where people walk their dog, hang out, just enjoy the sun, enjoy the great weather, and most importantly, enjoy the amazing views. We used to live a block away from Lafayette Park and like 2 blocks away from Polk Street, Bob's Donuts, the Crepe House. Oh man, I need to go back and visit. So who is Pac Heights for? I'd say it's perfect for successful professionals, families looking for a safe neighborhood, nearby great private schools, anybody who puts a lot of value on stunning architecture and wants that prestigious address feel. Yes, it is not cheap, but there is a reason it is always in high demand. But if your idea of the perfect San Francisco lifestyle includes waterfront views, breezy strolls along the marina, and a more active social vibe, then this next neighborhood is right up your alley. The Marina is another one of my favorite neighborhoods in San Francisco. But before we dive in, I'm Erik Throm, former tech exec turned San Francisco realtor. If you're thinking about moving to San Francisco or you're curious about the San Francisco real estate market, subscribe for more analytic heavy neighborhood breakdowns and check the description for all my contact information if you want to connect. I meet a lot of folks just like you every single day that I meet here on YouTube. Okay, back to the Marina. While this and Pacific Heights are very upscale, this area tends to attract a younger crowd, a lot of young professionals, 20s and 30s. It's got a reputation for drawing finance bros or the Marina girls, but that's only part of the story. It sits right on the waterfront. Marina Green and Creasy Field provides stunning views of the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz, and the entire San Francisco Bay. And if you're into outdoor activities, this neighborhood is great. You can go for a run along the water, play volleyball on the green, enjoy a picnic with one of the best views in the world. And a couple years ago, they just finished building the best playground park in San Francisco, and they are now just adding onto it, the Presidio Tunnel Tops. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, my toddler absolutely loves it. For housing, you can find a good mix of beautiful homes. There are Spanish-style houses, Art Deco apartments, new construction too. Many of the homes were built after the 1906 earthquake, and the 1989 earthquake caused some serious damage as well, because this area is all on landfill. It's not like Pacific Heights where you find 130-year-old buildings. Oh, and by the way, hit me up if you ever want to jump on a Zoom and scroll through San Francisco's official liquefaction map, where I can show you the neighborhoods that are on liquefaction and the neighborhoods that are on bedrock. This will help you decide whether or not you should be paying for earthquake insurance on top of your normal homeowner's insurance, because the marina was built on soil that can turn into liquid during an earthquake. It's worth thinking about. It will rise your insurance costs here, but modern building methods and upgrades have solved many of these issues for newer or renovated homes. Later, we'll talk about another neighborhood with much more stable ground, so keep watching because this all matters. Looking at housing prices in this area, median sale price for single family homes are about $3 million, starting at about $3 million. They can go as high as $10 million for prime locations. Condos usually start around $1 million for one bedroom. 1.5 is a good place to start if you're looking at 2 bedrooms. The heart of Marina's social scene is Chestnut Street. It's filled with restaurants, bars, shops, coffee shops. One of my favorite restaurants just opened up there, Little Original Joe's. Unbelievable. It's pretty much busy every night of the week. If you want to go have dinner there at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday, parking is going to be impossible and it is going to look like a Friday night. Union Street, now that's technically Cow Hollow, but it's right on top of the marina, comes with even more options. The food scene here is phenomenal. Everything from casual cafes to high-end restaurants. Another big plus is the Fort Mason Center. It hosts farmers market, food truck gatherings, art exhibits, wine tasting, and all kinds of other events. The Presidio is also right next door, giving you access to hiking trails, golf courses, and a lot of other outdoor activities. In the marina, you'll find young professionals who enjoy a lively social scene. Couples without kids love it here. It's very walkable. There's a ton of great amenities, but you would be surprised how many times you see parents pushing strollers around the marina now. It's definitely turning into a more family-friendly neighborhood. A lot of the folks that moved in here 5-10 years ago, they're now starting families. They're just not leaving. There's a lot of folks that once they have kids, they move to the East Bay, they move to Marin, but there are a lot of folks that are staying. They're staying put. If you can afford to get your kids in private school, people are staying. And all those folks that were single at one time when they moved to the marina, they're sticking around. Outdoor enthusiasts and those who appreciate water views are drawn to this neighborhood. Yeah, it's not the quietest neighborhood in the city, but if you do really enjoy this, you enjoy everything it has to offer, it is going to just be the perfect fit. Now let's head over to a neighborhood that transformed from a spot locals once avoided into one of the city's hottest destinations. This is Hayes Valley, a place that's had a total glow up over the past couple of decades. Hayes Valley, nicknamed Cerebral Valley for its AI connection, which I get into in other videos, is very central. It's right between the Civic Center and Lower Haight, and it's not too far from downtown. Now, speaking of earthquakes, Hayes Valley became what it is today mostly because of the '89 earthquake. The quake damaged the central freeway that ran right through the neighborhood, and after years of debate on whether or not they were going to rebuild it, they finally agreed to take it all down, which opened up the area for all kinds of new development. For those of you that already subscribe to my weekly newsletter, you already know that City Hall is very interested in tearing down the rest of the current Central Freeway. They're doing feasibility studies right now on it, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do this. Like, this is their MO. They tore down the freeway that was running up the Embarcadero. So if this does happen, this is going to push home values even higher in Hayes Valley. It's going to be more walkable, and it's going to be even more tucked away. Around here, you see a good mix of Victorian and Edwardian buildings alongside newer developments. You do find a lot more condos and single-family homes in this area. It is a denser, more urban feel than Pac Heights or the Marina. When it comes to numbers, condos in Hayes Valley typically start around $800,000 for a one-bedroom, about 1.2 for two-bed condos. Single-family homes are rare here, but when they do come to the market, they typically start around $2.5–3 million. Hayes Valley stands out for its amazing walkability and how central it is. It has many boutique shops, galleries, restaurants, and while I have another neighborhood coming up that is a total food paradise, Hayes Valley definitely holds up in its own in the culinary department. This neighborhood also has great access to cultural venues, the San Francisco Symphony, opera, ballet, all within walking distance. Patricia's Green is a small, popular park in the center of the neighborhood. People love to gather there, especially when the weather's nice. Transportation is another big plus here. Muni lines run through Hayes Valley, and it's not far from BART station. Like I said before, it's also very central, makes it very easy to get to all parts of the city. So who thrives in Hayes Valley? This area is perfect for urban professionals. It attracts those who value walkability and a lively local scene, people who enjoy dining out, cultural activities, a more cosmopolitan lifestyle. Those are the folks that love it here. It may not be ideal for those needing a lot of space, a big backyard, a lot of peace and quiet. However, if you crave San Francisco's artsy atmosphere, this is a top choice. And now we're off to a neighborhood that gets more sunshine than any other day in the city. It also has some of the best food you'll ever have. The Mission District is easily one of the most culturally rich, diverse neighborhoods in all of San Francisco. The Mission is the oldest neighborhood in San Francisco and has a fascinating story. It dates back to the 18th century when Spanish missionaries set up Mission Dolores, which still stands today. Over the years, Irish, Italian, and Latin American immigrants have called this place home. The Latino influence is still strong, even with the recent gentrification in the neighborhood. The Mission is in the east central part of the city. One big advantage is its microclimate. This area is sunnier and warmer than all neighborhoods in San Francisco. The hills in the west protect it from the fog. So if you're someone who hates the city's famous fog, the Mission might be your happy place. And if you absolutely have to live in one of the sunniest neighborhoods in the city, but you want to live in a more modern feel, check out the video I made about Mission Bay. That neighborhood has the same warmth and sun and clear skies as the Mission, but it feels like a brand new city. All the new condos are there. It is damn near a brand new Mission. Now, the Mission is very different than the Marina that we talked about earlier. Fog comes in straight from a Golden Gate Bridge. You're probably going to need a jacket in June, July, August. San Francisco is notorious for having very cool, foggy summers, but our spring and fall seasons are where you find the absolute clearest, hottest months. I've made other videos that talk just about the weather patterns in all the different neighborhoods, different microclimates. So if you want any more information about weather, check that video out. You find a nice mix of Victorian and Edwardian homes in the Mission too. Many of these have been split into condos, aka flats. So if you heard the term flat in San Francisco, it pretty much means if there was an old mansion that had 2 or 3 floors, it has now been split into 2 or 3 condos. There's also newer condos, especially along Valencia Street and near the 16th and 24th Street BART station. And you also see some industrial buildings that have been converted into lofts. I'm an associate here at City Real Estate, and we just listed a condo for sale in a commercial residential mixed building. It started out all commercial, and then they converted about half of it into residential. Now that style of living is very desirable. It was a 2-bed condo. It ended up getting 13 offers and selling for $200,000 over the asking price. Single family homes in the Mission typically start around $1.5 million, and the prices go up for fully renovated properties. Condos usually start around $700K for 1 bedrooms, about $1 million for 2 bedrooms. Now, what truly defines this neighborhood is its cultural vibrancy. It is famous for its cultural murals, especially on Clarion Alley and Balmy Alley. The food scene is amazing. It has some of the city's best taquerias and restaurants. The Mission is also home to one of our favorite restaurants, Lolinda, a Brazilian steakhouse. It is right on Mission Street next to the Alamo Draft House. I highly recommend it. Mission Street and Valencia Street are the key shopping areas. Now, Valencia Street is a lot more upscale. It's a lot nicer, a lot more chill. Mission Street was known for its street vendors. It had a lot of people selling stuff on the sidewalks. The city started cracking down on that, and they were requiring people to have licenses, so there's not as much of that anymore. But Valencia Street is definitely kind of the more chic, posh area for dining and shopping. This neighborhood comes with great transportation. It's got a couple of BART stations, several Muni lines, so getting around is easy. Dolores Park is a popular hangout spot, especially on sunny days. It has amazing views of downtown, and it is probably the consensus second best park in San Francisco, right behind Golden Gate Park. If I had to sum up what the Mission District is perfect for, I'd say it's for people who love culture, food fans, the nightlife crowd, and anybody who wants a little bit more sunshine than what most of the city gets. The Mission is the best place if you want to dive right into San Francisco's creative energy. If you want even more information about the Mission District, I made a standalone video exclusively just about the Mission. Explains everything that you need to know if you're thinking about moving there. Now let's shift gears a little bit. If you love classic San Francisco and you want to live in the city's heart, stick around because this spot may be perfect for you. Nob Hill is like stepping back in time to San Francisco's golden age. Do you know those postcards showing cable cars and the steep hills? They often feature lovely old buildings with bay windows. Well, that's what you get here in Nob Hill. The neighborhood, as the name implies, is on one of San Francisco's famous 7 hills. It has amazing views of nearly every direction. It's centrally located, bordering Chinatown, Russian Hill, and the financial district. This neighborhood also has a big history. After the gold rush in the mid-1800s, the big 4 railroad tycoons, Stanford, Hopkins, Huntington, and Crocker, built their mansions here, making it the go-to spot for San Francisco's richest residents. The original mansions were destroyed in the 1906 earthquake and fire, but the area kept its elite reputation. Nob Hill is filled with elegant apartment buildings and condos. Many of these were built in the 1920s, 1930s. They feature beautiful Art Deco and Beaux-Arts designs. You'll find far fewer single-family homes than you do in Pac Heights or the Marina. In fact, only one single-family home sold in Nob Hill over the last 12 months. While this neighborhood comes with the classic urban experience, I'm happy to show you later a neighborhood that has the exact opposite vibe. But let's continue on Nob Hill for now. Condos typically here start around $800K for a 1-bedroom, 1.3 for a 2-bedroom, and condos sell for as high as $5 million for larger units, panoramic views, more posh, historic buildings. One of the best things about Nob Hill is its central location and great public transportation. Historic cable cars run through the neighborhood, and there are several bus lines. You can also walk to Chinatown, you can walk to Union Square, the financial district, and that's why it's so popular with people who work in the office. You'll also find some famous landmarks here. Check out the stunning Grace Cathedral. Also visit Huntington Park, a lovely little park in the heart of the area. Don't miss the luxury hotels like the Fairmont and Mark Hopkins. These hotels feature popular bars and restaurants with amazing views. Locals also love them for special occasions. Top of the Mark at the top of Mark Hopkins is a must visit. As for everyday needs, Polk Street on the west side of the neighborhood has grocery options, restaurants, shops. It has everything. The east side of the neighborhood has fewer amenities, but it's a lot closer to everything else. The FiDi, Financial District, all the other neighborhoods that you're going to be walking to. Nob Hill suits downtown workers that want a fast commute. It's great for fans of historic architecture who want to enjoy apartment living. It's also perfect for those who don't want to drive. On the other hand, but if you need a lot of space, you have younger kids, Nob Hill may not be the perfect neighborhood for you. You see a lot of old-time San Francisco or San Francisco old money in Nob Hill. That's probably why the locals nickname it Snob Hill, but it's still definitely an extremely hot market for home buyers and renters alike. I've got a good Polk Street story that I will tell at the end of this video. I don't want to bore everybody, but if you want to hear it, just wait till the end of the video. And speaking of family-friendly neighborhoods, I've saved something special for last. Up next is a real treasure that feels like a small town in the city with a close-knit community and a beautiful urban canyon that most tourists will never see. Last but definitely not least, let's talk about Glen Park, which I consider one of San Francisco's last hidden gems. Glen Park is located on the southern part of the city, nestled between Noe Valley, Diamond Heights, and Bernal Heights. The small walkable downtown center is on the BART station. It has a small walkable downtown center right next to the BART station. This BART station I consider the #1 tech shuttle stop. This neighborhood is known for its variety of architectural style. You'll find pre-1906 earthquake Victorians, mid-century modern homes, and some newer buildings. Here you're going to see more single-family homes and condos, which is unusual for San Francisco, but the farther south and the farther west you go in the city, you do start seeing that trend. Single-family homes in Glen Park start around $1.8 million. They can go for higher and larger for the more renovated properties. Current median sale price right now is $1.9 million. Another thing I love about Glen Park is its accessibility. The Glen Park BART station offers a fast trip to almost anywhere in the Bay Area. Also, the 280 freeway is close by for anybody driving to the Peninsula or the South Bay. This makes it popular for commuters who work in different parts of the Bay Area. Glen Park also has some seriously great amenities. Glen Canyon Park is a stunning 70-acre urban canyon with hiking trails, playground, recreation center. It's like having a piece of wilderness right in the city. It's pretty amazing. The commercial area's got a bookstore, several really good restaurants, hardware store, dry cleaning, everything you could need. Glen Park is ideal for those seeking a quieter residential vibe, but still want urban perks. It's great for families who value good schools, outdoor spaces. Commuters will also appreciate the easy access to public transportation. Okay, we covered a lot. We covered 6 neighborhoods that I would consider moving here if I was moving here today. Pacific Heights for luxury living, the Marina for scenic and social options, Hayes Valley for a trendy, walkable area, the Mission for its cultural vibrancy and amazing food, Nob Hill for its historic charm, and Glen Park for that hidden gem quality. But remember, the best neighborhood is really about what matters most to you personally. If you're thinking about making your move to San Francisco or selling your home here in the city, I'd love to partner with you. Text, call, email me to start the process. I would love to hear from you. Okay, thanks for waiting till the end. I got a really fun story. This is one of my wife's stories I love retelling. When we lived in Pac Heights, she had her nephew over and he was probably about 12, 11. And so they went to Aquatic Park to go watch the Blue Angels. And then on their way back, she was thinking like, okay, I'm going to walk right by Bob's Donuts. If you don't know, Bob's Donuts is the most famous donut shop in San Francisco. They've got a few more now they opened up. She's like, I'm going to walk by Bob's Donuts and surprise him and, give him donuts. So she says to him, she says, I'm going to take you to the most famous donut shop in San Francisco and you get to pick out any donut you want. And he was getting all excited. They're a few blocks away, but how you notice Bob's Donuts is on the weekends and like at night is there's like a long line that's like a block long. And this was right after the Blues Angels. And she's like, oh crap, there's a huge line. But there is a deli and donut shop like a block past that's like on the other side of Brownie's hardware store. So she's like, okay, I'm going to just walk past Bob's. He won't even notice. And we'll go in there and we'll get a donut. There's never a line there. And sure enough, it worked. They walk in and he walks up to the counter and he's like, oh boy, I can't believe I'm about to have a donut from the best donut shop in San Francisco. And the lady behind the counter goes, oh no, you're looking for Bob's, just 1 block that way. And you'd like to speak with me directly, check the description below. It's got all of my contact information. I don't have a team under me, so you will work directly with me. That's my personal cell. For better or for worse, from start to finish, you're going to be working with me. And speaking of San Francisco neighborhoods, you've got to check out this video right up here. If you're curious about an area with the best beach access, surprising microclimates, and housing values that most agents will not openly admit, I will break it down for you. I'll see you there.